All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's up, Atanas? What's going on? Appreciate you for being here. Hopefully the microphone sounds good. I didn't. The election? Was there election? Which election was it? If there was an election last night, I didn't watch it. All right. Okay. So, if you guys can hear me, cool. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Back out here. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Hope you guys will have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. I am back out here at Sac City College. Back out here again to ask people Thanksgiving questions. You guys see my sign here. It says Thanksgiving with MAGA. And so my question to people is, since Donald Trump won the election, will they be having Thanksgiving with a family member? I'm sorry, will they be having Thanksgiving with family who are Trump supporters? So I'm curious to know what their thoughts are, what they think about that, and hopefully we get some conversations going. So appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll go from here. And definitely leave some comments in the chat. So what's up, ladies? How you guys doing? Like my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA? I'm asking people because I know Trump won the election.
I'm happy he won.
Oh, right on. Cool. Go Trump. What's up, ladies? How you guys doing? Like my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA? You know, oh, you guys voted for Trump? Oh.
Not old enough to vote, but I would have.
Oh, right on. All right. Well, let me ask you guys a question real quick. Do you guys have like family or friends who like Kamala supporters?
Well, maybe, but we don't really talk to them.
Oh, you guys don't talk to them? So you're not going to have Thanksgiving with the Kamala supporters?
No.
Why not?
Because I haven't seen them in forever.
Oh. But I mean, I'm sure you guys can get along, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're just having Thanksgiving. No politics, right?
No, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you guys still wouldn't go there, though?
Well, I mean, that's not why. We have other family issues, but...
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, aside from that, right, when it comes just like to the politics, usually what I've been hearing is that because Trump won, you got people on The View, like Whoopi Goldberg, who's like, oh, Thanksgiving with the Trumpers, you know what I mean? Like, kind of being negative. So I'm curious to know, will people visit family because they're Trump supporters, or will they not? So,
I visit. I mean,
yeah.
it's not... I don't really care just because... I mean, that's, like, their choice. So.
Right. It's not the end of the world, right?
It's their freedom.
Right.
They want to.
Right. I'd be curious to hear the other side, the other side of the thing. I know. I mean, from what I understand, but usually Trump supporters are like kind of more okay with it, things like that. Usually, right? But the other side was like, no, the Trump, no,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
And they say they're the people who love...
I know, right? All inclusive, right?
Yeah.
But excludes you just like that.
Like, conservatives are the violent ones. Like, okay, let's talk about the protests.
Right. You know what's funny is that I was here last time, and this guy who support Kamala was like, "Are you going to accept the elections?" I was like, "Yeah," but now their side lost, and like all of them's like, "No, he cheated." I'm like,
Not my president.
"Right? I thought you guys were going to accept the elections. What happened with that?" It's strange. Yeah. But hey, go Trump. I'm glad you guys voted. I mean, you said you couldn't vote, right?
No, I'm 17.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully next time we got somebody just as cool as Trump. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one. All right. Cool. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
What do you guys think? Thanksgiving with MAGA? Like, so I'm asking people. So since Trump won, anybody that like maybe like supported Kamala, will they be having Thanksgiving with their family, or is it like a no-go because they voted for Trump? So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, I'm definitely having Thanksgiving with my family, even if they voted for Trump.
Yeah. Did you guys vote for Kamala?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't vote for Trump.
Oh,
I voted
okay.
Third party.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But you guys would still go with family, right? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why do you think that people will kind of just say no because of who somebody voted for? Like, doesn't that cause division? Like, from the side that said, "Oh, it's division," but then they don't want to go have Thanksgiving with their family. Isn't that division?
Yeah, well, I think it becomes like an ethical issue and a values-based issue,
Right.
you know. And so, like, I mean, at the end of the day, people have like the choice to, you know, to choose who they want to surround themselves with.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
I-
But I mean, but in theory though, it will be causing division, right? Because you're basically saying I don't want to be here because of who you voted for. Aside from like any family issues like that extreme,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to be here because you voted for so and so.
Yeah.
But from the side that says that MAGA is causing division, that kind of make, you know what I mean?
I get, yeah.
Like
I get
inconsistent.
I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a turkey, right? Like Trump's not gonna pop up from the turkey and be like, "All right, guys, time to eat." Like he's not
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
I know
So,
what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, unless, yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, but so you guys will have Thanksgiving with your families, right?
Yes.
Regardless of who they vote for.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you had somebody in your family who was like super pro-life? Would that bother you or?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah. See.
I could see, because I mean, you know, people are like coming from, I mean, they're coming from a good place at the end of the day, you know, like
Yeah.
regardless of their views, like it's, especially with family, like I know they're all gonna come from a good place, you know.
Right.
We all like love each other, so it's like, if we share different views, then if anything, like Thanksgiving, I mean, bring it up and we can discuss it, you know.
Right. Yeah. I think
No, that's what it's about, is conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when the
agree.
conversation stops, that's when stuff actually gets kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm glad you guys are saying this because you hear the media sometimes kind of paint this whole be careful with Thanksgiving because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But in society, I don't believe that the media is right. I believe society has a different perspective. Like you guys are saying, yeah, I don't care, just Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they kind of paint this out to people and change people's thoughts to be like, oh yeah, I can't go to my family's house because they supported Trump and crying, gonna take my rights away and all that weird stuff.
Yeah.
But it seems like you guys are kind of more reasonable and be like, oh, just family, whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a good one, all right? All right. What's going on, guys? Glad you guys are popping in here. What's up, Sam? What up? All right, cool. Okay, so again, hopefully the more conversations we get, I can get folks to actually be in the camera view. So make sure it's all good. So appreciate you guys for watching. Hello, how you doing? Like my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA? No? Yes? All right. All right. So first couple of people that I talked to, we had some reasonable people who saying like, yeah, I would have Thanksgiving with my family. Like aside from the family problems, right? Aside from that, but just from a political standpoint, yeah, it seems like people are pretty reasonable. First person I spoke to was a Trump supporter, or the first few people I spoke to were Trump supporters, and so they're saying, yeah, we wouldn't mind, you know. But and the men I just talked to, they didn't really vote at all. I mean, they voted. One voted third party. I think the other one didn't vote. But they both was like, yeah, I'll still have Thanksgiving with my family. Yeah, why not? All right. So it seems like people can be reasonable, can be rational. But I know the media has a different take sometimes. They like to kind of paint this, be careful who you have Thanksgiving with and things like that. So hopefully we'll talk to some people and get a different perspective. So we'll see. How you doing, sir?
How are you?
Doing well. What do you think? Thanksgiving with MAGA?
What do you mean?
So I'm asking people, so since Donald Trump won the election, I know there's like Kamala supporters who are like upset by that, but I'm asking them, will they still have Thanksgiving with a friend or family who is a MAGA or Trump supporter? I'm trying to just get their thoughts on now. Like, is it cool, bad, you know what I mean, or good, bad, I mean? Because their side always says, oh, MAGA is like causing division, but they don't want to go have Thanksgiving with their family because of who they voted for. So wouldn't that be division within itself?
I'm probably. Nah, just like YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. Yeah, I'm live right now. Yeah.
You should make a bigger sign. I think it's
Well-
pretty it definitely catches people's attention. So that's pretty cool.
Well, the only reason why is because I have my backpack with me, and so carrying a big old sign, kind of and I walk, so I don't have a car right now.
Yeah.
So easier to kind of carry a smaller sign
Yeah.
from my backpack and just kind of go, versus walking around with this huge old sign. Everybody's like staring at me, so I'm just like, But yeah, but that's what I'm asking. I'm just asking, did you guys vote at all, or?
Nah, I was in Europe.
Oh, Europe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
I gotta go to class, but I'll come back and try to think about that.
Okay, I'll be out here for like 2 hours.
That's good.
Yeah. So you were in Europe when this whole time happened?
Yeah, the whole thing. I was on the plane when when the election, when the results were in. So I didn't know who won until I got landed.
Okay. Who did you want to win if you had to choose?
I didn't really want either person to win. I didn't like either of the candidates. I'm not gonna lie.
Why not Kamala?
Why not Kamala?
Mhm.
Because I feel like she's not a good person at all. She has like a history of like, it's like not very good. She hasn't. Okay, let me actually. She hasn't.
Yeah.
From an economic standpoint, and so I feel like with this election, that's like what it came down to was either social problems, like cultural problems within our society, with like gender and race and that kind of thing, or like whether you're able to put money or food on the table.
Okay.
And I feel like most people chose Trump, who is, more based in economics and that kind of stuff, and promises that this, that, and the third will happen. I'm not saying it's not true, but I just feel like most people chose that over I don't like this, or I don't like the gender thing, or I don't like this thing, or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like most people were concerned with like, I need to eat, I need gas to go down, I need this stuff to happen.
Yeah.
All that stuff happened when they were in office. So.
What made you not like Trump?
I feel like Trump is what's the word? I feel like he's I'm sorry, I'm like just coming out of class. So
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I feel like he's he's extremely narcissistic, and I'm a little scared with what he's going to do with the administration in terms of Department of Government Efficiency with Elon Musk and Vivek. I think that they're great people that ran, or not, they're not great people, I don't know them, but like, they run great businesses, they're all billionaires, but I think that when you set up systems like that, you have to think about the repercussions in the future. Like, it might be cool now that, yeah, we're opening this thing for government efficiency, but I feel like in the future, what if another party wants to adopt that? Okay, we're going to open something for government efficiency, and we think that everything that you guys think is not efficient.
Yeah.
And so I feel like having something that Elon Musk or Vivek or like these people who are kind of out of touch with reality, I feel like they've established themselves as great business people and lots of very brilliant minds. But like, I feel like when you have those people, and they're gonna plan government efficiency, I feel like moving forward, another administration could take that and like.
Oh yeah, but that's so. Just on that, real quick, 3 things I want to lay out.
I know I went on a tangent. But.
No, you're fine. There's actually 3 things I want to point out.
Go ahead.
One, I would actually argue Elon Musk is actually more in touch. The stuff he posts on Twitter like relates to everybody.
Right.
So he's always posting a lot, especially when it comes to like the birth rate and things like that. That's relatable to a lot of people. So I think he's actually more in touch. Even with Vivek, going to college campuses and talking to students and things like that, kind of seeing what they're thinking so he can kind of respond back. Yeah, they're definitely both in touch.
I feel like they're definitely more in touch than the Kamala.
Right.
I literally cannot stand Kamala Harris. I was like a little afraid she was going to win the election because I feel like she's like super fake. Like, she's not real. I feel like, she's like a type of person that will like do anything to like get your attention. But I feel like with Trump, it's like it's better because he is who he is, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah, so maybe not such a narcissist. He just is who he is. But with the whole, they do this thing, and the next administration come in and kind of bend that. Yeah, that happens all the time, though. That's why it's I guess it's important on who you vote for, right? So, for example, with the border situation, right? Yeah. Trump wanted the wall. He had not as many people influx of illegal aliens in his administration. Biden has, because he undid Trump's policy. Right, because he undid Trump's policy. Yeah. Now Trump comes back in and wants to redo that policy so we can keep the immigration low, right? Yeah. So that always happens. Anytime somebody else comes in, they might take something and kind of implement it into their own agenda. That's why it's important to know who you vote for so you can read policy so we don't have those kind of mishaps, if you will.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's true. That's a good point.
So,
I agree with that. I think that, like, I don't know. I like to like these people, but I always take them with a grain of salt because I've never met them.
Of course.
With Elon Musk, he's super good at running businesses. Pretty smart guy. Like, not pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, he's
smart guy.
Yeah, he's smart.
Like,
yeah.
At the same time, you have to look at it from the perspective of like, what is he doing with everything? Is he really just an altruistic, like, generous person, or did he maybe buy the biggest social media company in the world so he could have? because I'm in computer science.
Okay.
So did he buy that so that he could have data for his AI because he's also doing this? Because if you think at the end of the day, everything
Neuralink
is
and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say
and
this.
of course he's gonna want to come off as likable, and of course he's gonna want to come off as real and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe he is.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I
'cause
I hope for the positive outcome.
Yeah, because like, we don't know until we see his actions, right?
Right.
People can always say a bunch of things. Even Trump can say a bunch of things, but his actions is what matters, right? So if Trump's like, I want to stop immigration, but then he doesn't, we should definitely call him out on it. If Elon Musk says he's going to do this and he doesn't do it, we should call him. That's why when you vote for these people and they get in and then they do something that you don't like, you should always call them out. Because a lot of the times, like we're Biden administration, you have their administration kind of lying, like, oh no, the border's fine, the economy's great.
Yeah, sure.
But you can talk to the people and they're saying, no, my rent's high, gas is high, there's an influx of people coming in. Right. So, you know what I mean? So we gotta always be honest about who we vote for. So even though people might vote for Trump, he might do some good things, he does one thing that goes against what we voted for, definitely call him out on any side.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, so if Elon,
I think that's how people should be on both sides, but I feel like they're not like that at all.
Yeah, well, because you have the media, you have the politicians, and then social media who goes along with the rhetoric, and then people will watch that, take it as gospel, and then go, they're telling the truth when they're really not.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to do. I mean, it's 2024. We all have cell phones. It takes 2 seconds to just look up some research and understand it. That's one thing that kind of bothers me about society today. It's like we all have cell phones, but we don't take 2 seconds to just look something up. And not just one thing, but like multiple sources to kind of know who's being honest and who's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If we do that, we have a lot more knowledge and can have better conversations. When we just watch the news or a politician or some social media influencer like on TikTok, we just take that and go, they must be right because they're saying it with much conviction.
Right, exactly.
And that can
I
lead
think
people
there's a
down the
lack of
wrong way.
conversations nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lack of understanding and empathy in conversations, and that's why I think this is interesting because I have heard people say that, like, you know, I don't like Biden or Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like Biden's not even. I can't even say I don't like him. I feel like he's not even there. But like,
I have a theory that he was faking it.
faking
Because when Trump got elected, he seemed like he was all happy and you know what I mean. So I mean, I don't know. Could be, well, who knows? But I mean,
I think this is interesting because I feel like some people won't even be around someone else. Like,
right,
had a different opinion.
right, and that's kind of like the whole point too, and kind of see where people are at. Like, do they have this mindset of I won't go be around family because of who they voted for? But it's like it's your family. Now, aside from the actual problem, whatever's going on, that's one thing. But just not being around somebody because who they voted for, I guess it's your choice at the end of the day. But it's just like, how is that not division when you're calling the side, the MAGA supporters, oh, they're division, Trump causing division, but then you say F my family because of who they voted for.
Yeah, that's true.
It's inconsistent.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll talk, I mean, it's kind of dead today, but hopefully I'll talk to some people.
I think a lot of people are like probably out.
I know. I kind of figured, but I was like, hey, it's open today. It's going to be closed from tomorrow till the 1st. So I figured, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Be easy, man, all right?
Good message.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cool guy, smart guy. Hopefully we'll talk to some more people, and we'll try to get them on here. What's up, Fry TV? Long time no see, man. Good to see you here. Happy Thanksgiving to you. All right. So we'll try to talk to some more people, try to see what's up, and hopefully we'll go from there. So, how you doing, sir? He's ignoring me. All right. They always ignore me. It's all good. It happens. What you guys doing? What do you guys think of my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA? What do you guys think about that? Because you know, like Trump won, and you got Kamala supporters who are like, oh, I won't go visit family because of who they voted for.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I don't get it.
Honestly, I don't really think, I don't even view Thanksgiving like that.
Yeah.
I view it as like my family.
Right.
Try to separate it from that's
Right. Like you don't.
I get the message though.
Right.
I get the message, but me, it's just all about straight up family.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where people are at.
Yeah.
Because you often hear the media and social media who's like, oh, don't have Thanksgiving with them, but Trump supporters, whatever the case may be. But it's like, it's Thanksgiving. Politics should be like,
At the end of the day, we're all human. We're gonna die one day.
there you go. All right. So just real quick, I know my sign kind of seems a bit like Thanksgiving with MAGA, but it's a small sign. It's hard to put like Trump supporters. You know what I mean? So kind of hard to put that on one sign. So I figured MAGA would just feel a little bit easier because people understand MAGA. Make America great again, obviously. But yeah. So like I said, I'm hoping to get actual people to like stand right here and talk to me. I gotta be a lot more assertive when it comes to that. Like, hey, come over here and let me ask you a question. So it's always the toughest, like, to kind of get people on camera. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. So we'll just have to see. Let's just see what's up. So, but yeah, we'll see. Sometimes people are just shy too. They don't want to approach. So I'm gonna try to frame the question a little bit differently. My backpack is good. I'm putting my backpack in front of me. No one tries to take it when I'm not looking. Probably be the best thing. So, how you doing, man? What do you think? What do you think of my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA. Basically asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with their family member who voted for Trump?
Would I have Thanksgiving with my family member who voted for Trump?
Yeah, come on in and talk to me. Come on. I don't bite.
I'm on the phone right now with my boyfriend, but
Well, he can join in too. Come stand right here.
Join in.
Yeah, come stand right here. All right. So let me ask you this.
Oh, you're live.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Would you have Thanksgiving with their family member who voted Trump?
I wouldn't, of course, because that's my family and we all have different beliefs and everyone should be, mature and grown to respect each other's beliefs and opinions.
Yeah.
That's how we thrive and that's how we can continue on as a freaking nation or whatever, America or whatever, That's how we can all live together.
Yeah.
It's like, what would a life be with just violence and anger towards each other just because you believe something? That wouldn't be a life I want to live, no. So,
what do your boyfriend think?
Alejandro, well, you can ask him.
So I'm asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with a friend or family who voted for Trump?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you said, oh yeah? Okay. Base.
That's okay. Oh yeah, I guess so. Then that's it. I guess.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
too.
And
Yeah, you
everyone
too.
else too. Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right.
Have a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day.
You too. Have a good Thanksgiving. Right on. That was cool. That was a good answer. But we got Martin. Hey, thank you, Martin, for the $5, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I appreciate that, Martin. Thank you. God bless you guys. Hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving and good food to eat, good family to be around, all that good stuff. So, I like that answer from her. That's really good. What's up, man? What do you think about my sign? Thanksgiving with MAGA? Would you have Thanksgiving with the family who supported Trump? Nice. All right. What about you, sir? Would you have Thanksgiving with somebody who voted for Trump?
I am on my way to class. I just
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
What's MAGA?
So I'm asking people, would you have Thanksgiving with their friend or family who supported Trump?
I have,
You got any like weapons? Do you?
yeah.
No, I'm just
So it
kidding.
is.
I'm totally joking. That's like reaching into your backpack. I had to ask.
No, this is a weapon against the enemy.
Okay.
It's a really good weapon, I promise.
Okay.
You will win battles with that one.
Right on. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. What are you talking about? About Trump
So-
or something?
Yeah. So I'm just asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with their friend or family who supported Trump? Seeing as how he won the election and everything, I know people kind of still feel a little bit down about that. So now that Thanksgiving's around, I'm asking, would they, have?
I didn't know Trump won an election.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh.
I'm so young. Now you're gonna be like, what is this woman giving me this book?
No, it said God on there, so it's just that when you was reaching, 'cause you never know, people might hate me. They probably seen me out here before, and it's like, yeah, I got something for you.
A couple nights ago,
You know what I mean? So you
And
just never
with
know.
hypertensive crisis, and I'm so have so much focus on school and all these issues I'm dealing with, and YouTube just shows me what YouTube thinks I want to watch. And
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm live, so I can kind of have a more honest discussion, so it's not clipped, it's not nothing like that.
Oh.
No, you're good. You're good. You're solid.
No,
You're
I
solid.
really don't want that, like,
No,
live where.
I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, you're fine. You didn't say anything bad or anything.
No, I want that off. I
Well-
didn't know it was being videotaped.
Yeah, that's why my phone's out here. I can't turn it off though, 'cause I'm live right now. I got viewers watching.
Is it showing you or me?
They're just showing me right now. Yeah, it's just facing me. I don't know if they saw you or not, but it's just facing me. But you have a mask on, so you're good. Yeah, no, no one can see you anyways. All they see is your eyes. They can't tell. Have a good one. Man, that was funny. Godly. This is so funny. What's up, man? How you doing? What do you think? Thanksgiving with MAGA?
I'm always happy. I'm always having a good time.
All right, that's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, you too. Thank you. What's up, ladies? How you guys doing? What do you guys think? Thanksgiving with MAGA? Would you have Thanksgiving with somebody who's voted Trump? You wouldn't? Interesting. What's up, guys? What do you guys think? Would you have Thanksgiving with their friend and family who voted Trump?
I am.
Would you have Thanksgiving with their friend and family who voted for Trump? Hello. What do you think? You wouldn't? Okay. Hello, how you doing? Doing well. What do you think? Thanksgiving with MAGA? Would you have Thanksgiving with their friend and family who voted for Trump?
I don't know.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
You vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you would then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Have a good one. Sometimes these things can be fun, you know? All right. Hopefully we'll talk to some more people. Let's see. Oh, hello, ladies. I always see, oftentimes I see people who like look in the distance. So if you ever see me like do one of these, it's because somebody off in the distance is like kind of looking. I'm like, oh, hey, you know. So it's usually what happens. So, I mean, it's kind of a dead day, but it's not too bad out here today. There are some folks, walking around. So, I mean, I guess, again, it's not like it's like super packed, but there's definitely, folks walking around different sections. So, like I said, hopefully we'll talk to some people. Where are we at? Half an hour so far? All right, another hour and a half. I'll be out here maybe, depending on how my phone goes. My phone doesn't die beforehand. Stay out here as long as my phone is not gonna die soon. So once my phone usually reaches like 20%, that's when I kind of shut things down. How you doing, sir? What do you think of my sign? It says Thanksgiving with MAGA. So I'm asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with their family who voted for Trump? Like, let's say you voted for Kamala, would you have a Thanksgiving with the family who voted for Trump?
Yeah, that's exactly the situation I'm in.
Oh, really? Did you vote for Trump?
No.
You voted for Kamala?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you want to come in here and talk to me quick?
Sure,
Yeah, just
Live?
yeah, just come a little bit
What's
closer.
up? Yeah.
Okay, so you voted for Kamala?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and then would you have Thanksgiving with somebody who voted for Trump? Like a friend or family?
Right. I did just have my a dinner with my brother and sister-in-law who actually voted for Trump. And so I wouldn't necessarily like disassociate with my family, even though I completely disagree with them on a lot of things now.
Yeah.
And
But I'm sure
I
you guys
used
had a
to-
good dinner there, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not planning on having dinner with them for this Thanksgiving, but
Is it
that's
'cause
not.
who they voted for?
It's not necessarily because of that.
Okay,
We just
okay.
have other plans. But yeah, so I don't know. It is an interesting question.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
well, because like the
it's
media,
hard.
yeah, because like the media, you kind of see them
I've
say,
seen-
"Oh, be careful with going on Thanksgiving," so that kind of shapes people's
Yeah,
minds.
and people like totally
Just
getting
like
s-
neglect their, yeah, yeah. I don't like that. I think that the media says one thing, social media says one thing, but I think society can kind of like, I mean, we disagree, but is it really worth neglecting family for like? If they got turkey and they
Yeah.
got, what I mean, like you want to eat, right?
The good
You know what I
food,
mean?
right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Someone says, "I'm glad Trump won." Like, okay,
Yeah.
it's like,
My family did do that too. They kind of the day after the election they didn't like rub it in my face or anything.
they're all
but-
dancing.
Yeah, but they were they were talking about it and they were saying how I look like JD Vance, and so I was like, oh,
Now I can't unsee it. You
yeah,
gotta go.
right, yeah. It's
The
beard and
face
my
like this?
face, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I understand that sentiment of like wanting to distance yourself, but I think with family especially, it's I mean, unless they're like violent about it or
Right,
like
right.
of like really what's it called, authoritarian,
Yeah.
and they're like threatening you with that or threatening people around you with that,
Yeah.
then
But it doesn't seem like that's coming from your family. It's not just like
No.
they're making jokes about it. Just like, oh, you're
No,
JD
yeah.
Vance. Like that's what I mean. It's like the media would say, oh, they're violent, they're this, they're that. But it sounds like
I
your
think there's
family
very
was
few
just,
cases of that, yeah.
yeah. Well, what's actually funny is that there was a case from that, but on the other side. So there was a woman on the day of the election when Trump won. She took a, what do they call it, an ice picker, and she actually like killed her father because of the election. Now, at first I didn't believe it, but as I read the article, I was like, yeah, it was because of the election.
Interesting.
Like, it's the day of the election when Trump won. She took an ice pick. The claim was they were arguing over like why the light switch was off, but it was really because it was election night. Trump won, and I think she freaked out and she killed her. I think she killed her father and might have offed herself too.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so
There's
that's happening
always
on
gonna
the.
be fringe cases like that, I think, of
Yeah.
just people that are completely mentally unwell, and maybe we'll see more of that. I don't know, but
Yeah. Well,
I think that's a huge outlier. Like
No,
that,
true,
that'll
true,
almost
true.
never happen.
True, but when they, and like, I'm not trying to be biased towards MAGA, but what I hear from the Kamala supporters is MAGA's violent, they're this, they're that. But then you hear about this one outlier case, and you're kind of like, well, I mean, Trump won, and nobody's like, yeah, Kamala support. Like, no one's doing that. Like I said, with your family, they joked about it, like, aha, you're this. So I don't really hear MAGA being violent because Trump won.
Well, I
That makes
mean,
no sense.
There was there was the whole January 6th when Trump lost. So, and that was, I mean, you could see the violence. They'll like deny it all the time and be like,
Right.
oh, it was a peaceful, we had
But
fun.
you said outliers, right? So
Yeah,
what
but
if
that
I?
was thousands of people
But-
at the Capitol.
Sure. But what if I told you that back in 2021, Alex Jones, he had a
Yeah.
correspondent that actually went down there, and so I think like a week or two after the protest, he uploaded it all on his website. With that video, and mind you, there's no cuts, no jump cuts, no edits, nothing like that. It was just him walking from like miles away from Trump's speech to the Capitol. Through that walk, everybody just standing around talking to their people.
Yeah.
Once they got close to like the windows, like the entrance, there were some folks who were rowdy, but it wasn't MAGA supporters because there was a guy who was like breaking the window, and you had the MAGA supporters saying, "Hey, don't do that." And they realized that it was Antifa doing that. So they're chanting F Antifa, because they were breaking windows.
Well,
So you actually-
mean, I was like glued to my screen that day, and like I don't believe that there was Antifa there, that there was like a red flag.
No,
Whatever it's
but they
called,
were though.
operation.
No, it's on video.
I
Like
mean, I saw
they're
the videos and they were
right,
conservatives.
but you
man,
saw what
like-
the media showed you, right?
Yeah.
I saw the
You
actual.
also what the media saw,
No,
showed you.
no.
Alex Jones is the media.
Well, no, so he's media, yes, but what I'm saying is that mainstream like CNN, MSNBC, they showed you all the violence, right? They didn't show you the scenes where Alex Jones was on speakerphone saying, hey, we're not going to be violent, we're going to be peaceful. They didn't show you the guy that stopped other guys from breaking windows saying, we're not going to do that. They didn't show you those things. They only showed you the violent part and said, that's MAGA. When it's on video that people were Antifa who dressed up in MAGA gear to go blend in. The same thing that John Sullivan did, who was a BLM supporter. He wore MAGA gear to go blend in.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Maybe there was like a few people that did, but even if they were like
The outliers, right?
Yeah, outliers. Yeah,
Right.
sure.
So the majority of the protests, just like with BLM, when they said that 93% was peaceful, but the other 7% was not, that's the same thing that happened on January 6th. Majority were peaceful, but only the small percent were like rowdy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I still think that it was a majority of like Republicans that just, they were upset, and I can
Well,
understand
it's when they
that.
be upset, it's
Honestly,
fine. But
if I honestly thought the election was stolen,
Mhm.
completely valid response. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the election was stolen.
Yeah, no, we're not going to discuss that. What I'm just simply saying is that when you kind of hear this narrative from the media that, MAGA is being dangerous, blah, 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 and they show you January 6th, CNN, MSNBC, all those stations, the mainstream, they show you their clip. I'm saying that Alex Jones had every angle. Those who were violent, those who were not. Even inside the Capitol, you had Trump supporters saying, hey, we're not going to trash this place. We're going to find it. We're going to leave it how we found it, which was clean. When they walked through the hallways, there were statues that said, we don't knock down statues because we're not like the left, right?
I may have just seen other things than you did.
Yeah. I saw all of it. Yeah. And then I was actually talking to people who I knew personally. I know it's an anecdote, but I was talking to people who I knew personally. I was doing interviews, and they told me the same story, that it was majority peaceful, and only some got rowdy. The ones who were kind of close to the interest, some got rowdy, but it wasn't the majority, because there were lots of people who were just outside of that, didn't even go inside, that was just sitting around just talking to their people, things like that. So there were some that got rowdy, but it wasn't the majority.
I mean, but you've also seen like the video of the security guard that he was being like slammed into the door, and he was like crying, like
right.
So like, that was happening.
Right.
We know that was happening.
As I said, there were some that got rowdy,
there was
but the
plenty of
majority.
peaceful people there, sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So usually people talk about January 6th, they say, every Republican was. I'm like, no. There were some that were rowdy, which is true, but the majority was not. The same thing they said for BLM is the same thing happened for January 6th. I saw all the footage prior to them releasing it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you saw a video when the police was let them in. There's also footage of that.
So that was a bit after some of the violence happened. They were like, okay, we can't, like, all the senators are gone, Congress is out of here, so it's just an empty building, just let them in.
But even prior to that, though, when they opened the barricades, police opening the barricades, people just came in.
They were also forcing and shoving the barricades aside and like pushing their way
So
through.
those guys, those ones in the very front, like who turned their hats backwards, things like that, those guys were Antifa. And the thing is,
believe that.
well, here's the thing.
To be
I've
honest,
actually gone undercover as Antifa, so I know how they operate. That's why I know who they were.
Where'd you go?
Here in Sacramento.
There was like an Antifa rally, like
In
a group or something?
2020, all the protests with the BLM stuff, I was there. I was undercover as Antifa. I saw how they operate when they vandalize things, when they spray paint things.
Was it like a protest? Like,
Yeah, it was a protest, but their mission was to vandalize stuff. During the George Floyd stuff, they like broke a lot of windows, a lot of businesses on 16th Street. I was there, cleaned up the next day, and then I went to the Antifa protest a couple nights after that. They were breaking things, they were spray painting things, and all that kind of stuff, trying to fight people who said, hey, this is insane. Like, I was there to do all of that stuff, so I know how they operate. So when I see January 6th and there's actual footage of Antifa who are taking off their clothes and putting on MAGA gear to blend in, to make it look like, see, MAGA's violent. But it's really Antifa. Now, I'm not saying all of them were, but there were some that were doing that to kind of give that perception, that narrative that, hey, it's all just MAGA just being dangerous. When in reality, it wasn't really most. It was just the some, but not all of them. The same thing with BLM. It's the exact same thing. Majority peaceful, some got rowdy. Same thing with January 6th. Majority peaceful, some got rowdy.
Mhm.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all if you if you just do the research, you'll find all of this online. You can go on Alex Jones' page, and he still has the footage now.
I watch plenty of politics.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know the things I was telling you though? Or did you know that?
Not. I mean, I know what Republicans claim, like about Antifa being there, and it was an FBI operation or whatever. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Alex Jones' website's still up. I think it's Infowars. I don't know because
Well,
a lot of stuff
The
in.
Onion now?
Yeah, a lot of stuff been going on with. Actually, I heard that wasn't even true. The whole.
The Onion didn't buy Alex Jones.
Yeah, because Alex Jones went live about it and talked about it. That's why. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw his caption. It was like, "Oh no, it's not true with the Onion and things like that." So I was like, "Huh." So, but if he does still have his website, I think it's like Infowars. Somebody can help me in the chat. So Infowars something.
Domain is still there somewhere.
I think so, but if it is, I would highly recommend going on that website and looking at the January 6th videos and just look at all of. I mean, if you have time, look at like all that you can.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's your at there?
Mine is Today with Julius on YouTube.
Today with Julius.
On YouTube.
You're just around here in Sacramento?
Yeah, I live here in Sacramento, and I come here sometimes to
I think
Sac
I've
City.
seen you a couple times before.
Yeah,
so.
I try to talk to people.
It's cool, yeah.
Some people maybe don't like me, but it's okay. I had one chick last time I was here. She's like, "I don't like you. I think you're rude." I was like, "What do I do?" Just talking to people. I'm not like you're a demon.
Yeah.
it's like
I did see some guy came here the other day. He was screaming and he was holding a sign, but that was that's funny.
You're all
What are you
bad.
doing, man? Like we're all just gonna ignore you.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. But I try to come out here and try to have conversations with people, like legit conversations, because I'm curious. Because I believe that people do watch mainstream media and like social media, and they repeat those things and not take 2 seconds to actually. Yeah, it's like I'm not saying I know everything, but I do take time out to like look up something and go, oh, that's actually. That's okay. Now I know.
Yeah.
Because some things are a lie. Like I had a friend the other day. She was talking about the military, right? And she was like, "The military is not law enforcement." I was like, "Are you sure about that?" So I looked it up, and it said, "Yes, military can't be law enforcement." So I showed her that, and I was like, "It just takes 2 seconds." I found that in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
So when I found my narrative, I'm like, okay, I get that.
The narrative.
But it's like you got to look at everything.
That's what you notice is that like the narrative is always prioritized over the truth.
Yeah. It's like by the time the truth comes around, the lie's already been told. Yeah,
and it's way harder to change someone's mind than to give them the right impression first.
Yeah, it's funny. We was talking about this real quick. With the whole Trump thing, right? Sometimes it's hard to kind of have conversations about like Trump, Kamala, because people will say things about Trump that's like narrative based, and so when you debunk that, it looks like you're defending Trump, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to defend it. Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Doing well. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Oh, right on, man. Yeah. So it's like when people say things about Trump, I'm like, I hear that rhetoric all the time. So when I correct it, it looks like I'm defending him. And I'm not trying to, but you're just saying things that's just not true. So I have to correct that before we dive into policy and things like that. So it's kind of tough to have those conversations because you're constantly debunking those things. Oh, you're just defending him. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like, just go on your phone and look it up right now. So it's like the worst sometimes having those conversations. I mean, I don't mind talking about it, but it just sucks to have to like debunk everything else. And it looks like, oh, no, he didn't say this. No, he didn't say that. No, he's always right. And it's like, no, it's just like everything you're saying is wrong. Yeah, it sucks, man. But I try to also do on the other side, too, like when people say, oh, Kamala slept her way to the top. I'm like, no, she dated like 2 guys, bro. Like Montel Williams and Willie Brown. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, Willie Brown did help her in politics. But she didn't like sleep with hella dudes to get to the top. She just like dated like 2 guys and like that's it. I mean, you can call that bad, whatever, but who else did she sleep with to get to the top?
Everyone's gonna have relationships at some point or another, right?
Right. So I try to be fair on both sides, but it's just hard to deal with the Kamala supporters when I'm like constantly saying, "Oh no, Trump actually said this. No, he actually did this. No, he actually did that." And it's like, "Oh, you just like him." No, like I'm trying to explain to you this is not what it is. So it's tiring, but gotta keep telling the truth though. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. Good
nice
talking
to
to
meet
you.
Is Julius?
Yeah, Julius. Yeah. What's your name?
Dallin.
Dallin?
Yeah.
Oh, good name. Yeah, just going today with Julius. You can watch my stuff.
Cool.
I had to like rebuild, so I had a bunch of video, but I kind of tried to redo it because I didn't get the views that I wanted.
Start over a little bit.
Yeah. I'm trying to like find the actual theme rather than kind of being more sporadic.
Okay.
So I'm like, let me just kind of stick to one thing.
Find a vein.
Exactly.
Niche.
Yeah. When you start to go all over the place, people are like, what's this page about?
Yeah.
It's like, why is there a Halloween thing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I
Right.
gotta find just like a straight path. So,
Cool, man.
but yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Good to
Happy
meet you.
Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving.
All right, cool. Definitely good conversations, guys. Again, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, that would be pretty cool. Definitely does help out, but definitely hit that like button. It really does help out the algorithm. The sun is in my eyes, so that's why I'm blinking so much. I'm just like, but yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me see where we at. 46 minutes. All right, cool. Another hour 15, and we'll call it wraps, depending on how my phone is at, which right now it's at 60%. Whoop. All right, my phone's at 60%, so should be enough time to still keep going for another hour. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think so far. What you guys are watching, that'd be pretty cool. Definitely good conversations. Nice to see people kind of have a more rationale with this. So even ones that disagree, pretty rational, and they're not like freaking out or anything like that. So it's kind of good to see. So we'll see if we can talk to some more people and maybe try to see what's up. Hello. How you guys doing? You guys look at my sign? It says Thanksgiving with MAGA. No talk? Oh, that's cool. She didn't want her friend to talk to me. That always happens too, where like there's always like two people walking, and it's like they're friends, and one friend's interested but the other one's not. That tends to happen a lot too. So it's like, no, don't talk to him. I'm like, come on. I don't bite. Whew. All right. We are, you guys can tell that we're in our cold weather because I got my beanie on. Last time I was here, I was just wearing like a sweatshirt, you know. But now I'm like wearing a beanie, jacket. That's how you know we're in the cold weather now. So, not too bad out here though. It's all right. Not like super cold, but you know, chilly. So, anyways, we got Fried TV. Good to see you live. Ask him about flat Earth. Oh yeah, that'd be a conversation to have. Hello. What's up, sir? How you doing, sir? What do you think? It says Thanksgiving with MAGA. So I'm just asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with their friend or family who voted for Trump?
Say it again?
So would you have Thanksgiving with a friend or family who voted for Trump?
I wouldn't know. I never gave much thought.
Do you have any family that voted for Trump at all, or did they vote for Kamala at all, or did you vote for Kamala?
I don't know what their personal views are.
Okay. If you found out that they were Trump supporters, would you have Thanksgiving with them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own opinion, you know.
Yeah.
But as personally, I think that Trump would be a better president, I think.
Yeah, well, that's why he won.
I think that because, you know, this situation with this open borders, it's a mess, you know.
Yeah.
And not only that, you know, it's more like they're giving all this here money for them. They put it in perspective. I got friends in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they struggling.
Yeah.
So you get these migrants that come in with nothing. Now they got mopeds, crazy money.
Yeah.
Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
You know, where's the money? What about the people that needs it?
Mm-hmm.
They put them on the back burner. But then in these hotels that they were staying in, they really did. The hotels that they had, the hotels that they was using for emergency housing originally, it was originally they was the warfare hotels originally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had the most of the people there was people in the communities.
Yeah.
So after they shut them down, after they didn't shut them down until after let me see, Macy's is here, Bloomingdale's hit a lot with theft. I know about that.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. See?
Yeah.
And after that happened, they complained. They started by shutting down Macy's, shutting down Provider like that. So they got rid of. So they closed all those hotels.
Yep. Yeah.
And then they started housing people in different places. And then they started using the armories, shelters.
Mm.
And then that was overran. Then the migrants came. And they opened up all of these here facilities to accommodate them.
Yeah.
What about the people that was already here?
Yep.
You said, what about the people that's already here? So now you gotta look at it like, and then in Harlem, so I'm from Harlem. And then on top of that, they wanna put, it's funny because out of all of the migrants that came here, the only one that they sent back is the Africans.
The Haitians and whatnot?
That's right, they sent them back. The ones that look white, they kept. Or we call it light white.
Yeah.
We call it light white. They kept it.
Well, funny because like that happened under Biden's administration.
Wait
So,
a minute. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then they had a couple of hotels. They had a couple of hotels that was given to veterans. So what they did was they kicked the veterans out and moved the migrants in because they get more money. They protested against it. And then on top of that, they after they did that, then they still have the open borders. And what I found out mostly out of everything, what I found most disturbing is out of all the group of people that migrated here, the only one they sent back was the people of color. Everybody else that looked white, you call it white-like. They assisted them. They gave them a place to stay. They were giving them Social Security. They ain't paid into that system. We paid into that system. They paid up in Social Security, give them Social Security. They was making like something like almost $2,000 a month per person. That's a fact. And then they, after they did that, they started opening up, giving them these housing vouchers. Now Section 8 is closed. Well, Section 8 originally had two facets of Section 8. One facet they had was they paid 100% of your rent. And the other one they pay a portion of your rent. So they took out the full payment of the rent and kept the portion, which is people use now. But then for the migrants, they gave them the portion that they pay all of the rent. Plus, not only did they do that, but they gave them Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps. They was hitting them in the head. Okay? And yet still the people that fed into that system can't get help.
yeah.
Instead, they can't get help. So my take on the whole thing is that with Trump, it's a little bit different. With Trump, he's racist. His grandfather was racist. You know, actually, his grandfather supported the Nazis. When the Nazis was losing the war, but they were running out of money. I think it was his grandfather. I think it was his grandfather. Yeah, I think it was his grandfather that contribute financially towards that, the Nazis.
Right.
Okay. And
What makes Trump racist?
well, Trump was raised to be racist. Trump was raised to be racist. What threw me off a little bit with Trump was when something happened. I think it was in New York. Let me see. I think it was in New York. A member of his family was getting attacked, and a black person came to that person's aid. I remember that clearly. And he did a little something for him, but it didn't change anything. His attitude was still the same. Even in his apartments that had developments he had in New York, he specifically instructed them not to rent to blacks.
That's actually not true.
Actually,
No, that's actually not true.
Okay.
That's actually not true at all.
I grew up in New York.
Right, but that's not true though. I know the exact story you're talking about. He did not rent to black people. There's a great interview on YouTube with him and Phil Donahue talking about this. Because Phil Donahue actually said this exact same thing, that he was not trying to rent to people of color. That wasn't the case at all. The problem was that there were people who wanted to live in that apartments, but you also had low income people who want special rights and special treatment. And Trump wasn't about giving people special treatment when you have other people who are like working hard to actually be in those apartments. That's what it was. So it had nothing to do with race.
What Trump did was he catered to the individual, like they're doing here now. What they did was he catered to the individual that has the most available resources. Although they did have the resources and funding available for subsidized housing for those people at that time.
Well, what about the black families who wanted to be in an apartment but had low income people who wanted to get special treatment?
No, it wasn't about getting special treatment. It was more about utilizing the subsidies.
Right, but the low income people wanted
Utilize the subsidies.
right.
Okay, they
But
would utilize it. Wait, I know because I grew up in New York.
sure.
70
But you're
years
saying he's racist. I'm saying that situation had nothing to do with
old.
race.
No, but I'm giving you an example.
Sure.
Okay,
But
an
you
example.
realize that it had nothing to do with race, though, right? 'Cause if Trump was racist, then why would he help out Jennifer Hudson when she went through her situation?
Well, because Jennifer Hudson, she went the singer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all,
Why would a racist man help out a black woman?
okay. Well, first of all, you have to do something token. You have to do something token.
So she's a token for getting help from Donald
Listen,
Trump?
Let me answer the question.
Sure.
Okay. You have to do something to deflect from reality. You have to do something to reflect from reality, and the reality is, if the masses feel as if they're being not treated fairly, what they're going to do is they're going to select an individual that is well-to-do, on their way up, have a nice following, and then they may help that person, and they use that person as a spokesperson, as a token, to say, hey, it's like an example, like they say, well, the thing about white people, I've been black my whole life. Okay, well, the thing about white people is if you call them on being racist, they're going to argue with you up and down. They're not racist, but they really are. And what I believe it is.
Well, isn't that racist, though, what you just said?
Nope. I'm talking about numbers here.
But isn't that racist, what you just said?
Listen to me what I'm saying first.
Sure.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Before you ask a question, you listen. You got to listen sometimes.
Sure.
Okay? What happens is, over the past 70 years, I'm 70 years old. Over the past 70 years, I've learned and I've watched very carefully. I watched how things progressed, and I watched how things degress. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. They don't do the same thing, but they do it in a different way. Instead of right now discriminating against the people regarding the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, what they do it by price, which is illegal. Discriminate by price is illegal. Take, for example, Oak Park. Oak Park right over the bridge. I used to live in Oak Park before I started to go back in the 70s. I lived in Oak Park. Oak Park used to be mostly Oak Park was black and Hispanic, not anymore. What changed Oak Park was when that hospital decided they need more space. They decided they need more space to put that cancer center plus the residents. So they went further south into Oak Park, and they start buying up these little things from these people over there, and then they try to rent them, but they rent them so high that they can't afford it. They can't afford it. That was by design.
I'm not saying that that's not true.
Wait for it.
Right. I mean, you kind of go on like a little monologue. I'm trying to come in.
I'm giving you a different example. That it's the same thing. Because if I say it one way, you're not going to really get it. But if I say the same thing in a different way, maybe you'll get it that way.
Well, I mean, aren't you assuming my intelligence? You're assuming my intelligence. You're saying I won't get
It's not
it.
a matter of a person's intelligence. It's a matter of everybody listens differently.
Right, but I hear exactly what you're saying, though. I just disagree.
Everybody has their own opinion.
Right, right.
I base my opinion on my experience in life.
Sure.
That's the only thing I can do.
But if you say that somebody's racist, I could say the opposite and say, well, I never experienced racism.
I never experienced racism myself personally.
Right. So then how is somebody racist? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The reason why I haven't experienced racism personally is because I'm aware of it. And I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Right.
I try to avoid it. But that doesn't mean that the person standing next to me had not experienced it.
Right,
That's
right,
just
sure,
the
sure.
fact that they
Yeah,
don't.
there's obviously some like differences and whatnot.
That's right.
But if you say somebody's racist simply because they're white, that's
I didn't
racist
say
within itself.
they're white, because you got a lot of white people, younger white people that have been to college, educated, been around a lot of them people. They're not so much racist 100%.
Well, folks my age too. I'm 38, and folks my age are not as racist. Now I'm growing up. I didn't see any people who were racist when I was younger.
Okay, see, what they do is that, you know what's funny? People have been racist for so long and had benefited from racism for so long, to them it's normal.
Well, who benefited from racism?
People other than people of color.
Who exactly?
Black people of color. I want to speak of my own people.
No, I'm saying who benefited from racism. Is what I'm saying.
Who benefit from it?
Yeah.
White people benefit from it.
How so?
Well, how do they benefit from it?
Yeah.
Is that a serious question?
Well, you asked the question. Is that a serious question? So I'm asking you, like, who benefited from racism? You said white people. I'm saying how.
White people benefit from that because
Right.
what the white people did was, they took away a lot of the resources that is allocated. No, let me say it in a different way. What they did was, they took a lot of the resources out of the communities that is the most needed. And then what they did was, from my experience, from my own eyes, what I see them do is, let's say you move into, say, Oak Park. Oak Park was the hood. It was the hood. So, but there was resources available. But those resources, but the avenues for the people to acquire the resources wasn't available for them. Then when the white people came in, they made all of that known to them. They utilized all of those resources. But we was not informed about how to go about getting the resources, where to apply for it. They didn't tell us that. I know because during that time I was growing up over there in Oak Park, I tried myself personally, because I live on Santa Cruz. Personally, I try to find out, and every time I ask that question, it's always, well, you need to go over here, or you need to go over here, or you need to go on here, you need to go here. They don't really answer my question. They just send me here and there, here and there. I had a friend of mine that I grew up with, white person that I grew up with. So we played a little trick. I said, let's do a little trick. I said, what? I said, why don't you apply, ask them this question, and see what they say. So I said, I'm just curious. I just want to know what their response would be. So I asked the question first. I got the roundabout story. We went, got something to eat, came back, but this time I went outside, he went inside. They gave me an entirely different answer. But they gave the correct information where he acquired what he needed. So I'm like, why did they tell you that, but they didn't tell me that? Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that? And another example, take appraisals. Now, my sister, she lives in Carmichael. They appraised her house at, let's just say, $1. Conversation sake. Her friend, because she worked at the state lottery, her friend, which is white, a coworker, asked them, different company, to come and do it, and portray it as if it was their house. You know, they gave her appraisal 4 times higher than what it was.
Yeah. So let me just ask you this: what if the same thing happened but in reverse? What would you say about that?
Well, I would say that if it was, I thought about that. If it was the same thing happened in reverse.
Let's say it did happen.
Well, you can only think in theory.
Right. But if it did, I mean, it's a hypothetical. If it did, I'm sure it did. But if it did, What would you say about that?
Well, I would say.
Is it still racism?
Well, I would say, no, I would say, personally, I would say that the system should be fair, but in reality, it's not.
But is it still racism?
Well, it's not racism.
Why would it be not
Let
racist?
me finish. Let me finish.
I'm trying to understand your
Let me finish.
position.
Let me finish. I would say that they would say it's racism. They would say that it's racism. They would say that it's racism because they think they're entitled. They would say that it's racism against them. But it's like a couple of professors here on campus that gave a couple of lectures a few years ago. They did like a test at the auditorium a few years back, and they asked the students in the auditorium what their opinion is on racism.
Sure. Just real quick, we're kind of moving the goalposts here. I'm trying to ask about that specific example with the appraisal. I'm just asking if
it goes on all the time. It goes on all the time. Even matter of fact, a week ago, maybe
there are poor whites who might get different appraisals than white people who got good credit. So is that still racist?
I can't speak on something that I haven't experienced.
I mean, but you didn't experience the appraisal thing also. You told me a story about it.
Yeah, I did, because it happened in my sister's house.
Right, but not to you though, right?
Not for me directly.
Right, so then you didn't experience so you didn't experience this.
I was there when they did their appraisal. I was right there.
Right. So you say it's racist, right? So I'm just asking, if the role was reversed, is it still racist?
If the role was reversed, would it be still racist? Yeah, I think it would still be racist.
Okay, cool. Well, then you're consistent. That's all I'm trying to figure out.
I think it would still be racist.
Okay.
But I was actually physically standing right there in the living room when the people came and did the appraisal.
No, sure. That's fine. And that's not good for the person to do that. But I'm just saying that I'm trying to see how consistent you are. Because like I said, usually there's like a bias of, only white people are racist because I say so, versus like, well, this situation happened to a poor white and not to the wealthy black. And you say that's still racist, and that makes you consistent. That's all I'm trying to just see your worldview, how consistent you are. Because it all goes back to you saying Trump's racist, blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to figure it all out. This is why I asked this question right here.
Let me put it this way. This is the best way to answer that question. People are generally not racist.
Mm-hmm.
People are taught to be that way.
Sure.
They're taught to be that way. No child on this planet was born racist.
Yeah.
They're taught that way. They're taught to be that way by family members, associations. They're taught to be that way. And then they get to a point where they live their life in that way, but not necessarily conducting themselves in that way because to them it's normal.
Yeah.
So they'll say, I'm not a racist. No, I'm not racist, but you do racist things.
Right.
You do racist things.
But people do grow up in an environment, right? If I grew up around all black people and then I saw a white person, I might feel a certain way because I've never seen a white person before. So it's just really your environment.
Well, actually, I lived in Kenya for a while, for a couple of years. I lived in Kenya for a couple of years, and there were no white people live in Kenya.
Right.
But if a white person come in town, everybody know it.
Yeah.
Everybody know it. Everybody know it. And then when they get there, they think that they're entitled. They think they're entitled. Like an example, this one white lady went to Jamaica. It was funny. She went to Jamaica. You know how they feel they can take pictures of your property, take a picture of your stuff. So she went on the guy's property, took my picture. Well, I have the right. I have the right. The guy smacked the shit out of him.
Well, yeah, I saw that actually. I think that's just a problem with Americans who go abroad and think they still have the same type of rights in other countries. I don't think it's like a race thing. I think it's an American thing. They just don't know the laws in other countries. They think that America's Constitution represents all the world. Yeah, and that's just, I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's just a person being dumb and not knowing the laws. Yeah, right.
But, and still, when you're looking at between Trump, because I thought about that a couple weeks ago. I really did think about it before I decided to vote. I really did think about it. So I thought about Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris, in my opinion, one of her biggest mistakes was she kept focusing on black this, black that, black this, black that, black this, black that. And she tried to pull in the black community to support her. But you got to ask yourself a question. You want them to support you, but have you supported them?
Yeah, I don't think having Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion really helped her case, twerking, and I don't think that helped her case even to vote first. So
You know. So, but I think that if she would have had just did it, not make it point of it, not make it like an issue, I think she'd have been better off. Because once you get in the office, you can do what you want, but don't push it in front of these people's face, knowing that they like W.D. Du Bois says, you can't force a group of people to do something they're not willing to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, because the more you push, the more they're going to resist. Okay, so I think that's what one of her problems was. One of her main problems was. But Trump, I gotta give him credit because he's full of shit, but he's consistent with his full of shit. He don't. You know what you know what to expect.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you the truth. He's gonna tell you
How he
straight.
feels.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, and he'll stick to that.
Yeah.
Whereas that, you know, he's not like I would say he's not like a wishy-washy.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? You know who he is. You know what he stands for. He tell you what he stands for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know, and they talk, well, I done so much for blacks. No, you didn't. You ain't do shit for blacks. You didn't do that for blacks.
Well, he actually did though.
No, he didn't do what he didn't. No, he did not do what he's saying. He did all these things better than anybody else. He didn't do that.
He did though.
No, he did some things.
Yeah, he did some things. Yeah.
He did some things. I'm not
Right.
saying he didn't do it, but it's not like what he said. He done so much better for blacks than anybody in the world. No, he did not.
Well, who else did better?
Well,
Barack Obama didn't do better.
Well, now Obama, I hate to say it, my opinion. You got two type of blacks. You got a field nigga and you got a house nigga. See? You understand what I'm saying? You got two types.
Sure.
Obama, he catered more to what the needs of the white people, the masses, not the people.
Yeah.
Okay, not the people. You know, and had a problem with that after the first year he was off. I noticed that he said a lot, but he ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
You mean, but what he is doing, it's not benefiting the masses. It's benefiting the percentage of people.
Yeah.
So I really didn't have a whole lot of respect for him. I mean, I respected that he made history, the first black person. I gotta give him that.
Biracial, but yeah.
You know, I gotta give him that. You know what I mean? I gotta give him that. But as far as him doing, no, I can't. I wouldn't vote for him. I wouldn't vote for him again.
Yeah, just real quick for the sake of time, because I don't know when my phone's gonna die. But just real quick, I just want to kind of cut through all the weeds. I just want to know, just clarification. Regardless of who your family voted for, you wouldn't mind having Thanksgiving with them?
Nah, they have their own opinion.
Do you think politics is important to talk about?
Not at the dinner table.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Not at the dinner table, but you know, everything is political.
Yeah.
Clothes you wear, shoes you wear, hat you wear, sign you hold, everything is political.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily for everyone. Everybody has their own individuality, what they believe.
Yeah.
And they gotta stand fast to what they believe.
Yeah.
And I gotta respect that. Whether I like it or not, I don't have to agree with you to respect what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that you're trying to do what you're trying to do. Am I making any sense?
No, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
But I don't have to agree because it's not affecting me personally. You know, but you know, if you want to take a right and I want to take a left, take a right. I meet you up the road.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
You know, we trying to get to the same place, but we just doing it a different way.
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion. You know, I try to keep an open mind until it affects me directly. Then you got my attention.
Yeah.
But if it, in general, man, I don't give a shit who you vote for. You gotta do it different. I don't eat pork. You do.
Yeah.
What they gotta do with me?
Yeah.
They don't do it with me. You know, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat none of that. What they gotta do? What does that have to do with you?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad we can come to some agreement there. Yeah.
I mean, really, I like sweet potato pie, but they stopped selling it.
Oh,
But
really?
they say it's too ethnic. I remember when it first started. It was too
Really? They sell that Safeway right now.
Yeah. Have you tried it? Have you tried it? I tried it.
Yeah. I mean,
Tastes terrible.
usually store pie is not really the greatest. Apple pie is though. How you doing?
Good, yeah?
What do you think?
Tastes terrible.
Thanksgiving with MAGA?
Turn the other side.
Oh, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is just an old thing.
No,
But
I
I'm
like
asking-
that.
Yeah.
I would say Michael Jordan.
Mike's
Yeah, but you know, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has
So
their own
random.
walk, you know, everybody, you got to do what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and I respect that. You know, I may not agree with you, but I respect that you made that decision to go that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I will support you, but I don't have to be with you.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, make your own decision. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. Yeah.
It's a pretty good topic, you know. It's a pretty good topic, you know. It's a conversational piece, you know. It's a good topic. But the problem with that question is, the people that you ask the question, how do you know that they are telling what they really feel and not
Oh,
just telling?
I talked to a whole bunch of people today. Some were Kamala supporters, some were Trump supporters. They said, "Yeah, I have Thanksgiving with my family." I mean, people seem pretty rational, but it's the media that kind of paints this picture like.
Yeah, don't talk about that.
Right, but they do though.
Don't think
They do. Like Whoopi Goldberg on The View kind of mentioning this.
I heard it this morning on their National Black Network. I listened to that in my car. National Black Network, you know. I listened to that in my car. You know.
Yeah, I mean they're talking about like, oh, you know, Thanksgiving with a Trump supporter and blah blah blah. They're trying to make it sound like something bad. But when I talk to people out here, they seem pretty rational. Like, yeah, it's just family. I don't care.
I mean, what can you do?
Right.
Some people like fried chicken. Some people like boiled chicken. Some
Yeah.
people like baked chicken.
It's like sports. You know, people have their teams, but you still go visit your family. If your team lost, so what?
Keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
Pass me a beer, right?
See, that's one thing we all can agree on.
You know, but it's everybody has their own opinion. You know.
Yeah.
You have to take it with a grain of salt. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody have their opinion based on what they are taught to believe,
Mhm.
and what they believe, what they see with their own eyes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, what you see with your own eyes is not reality.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a TV show. Right? You got these young people, and some old people, mostly young people, they watch these TV shows, and they think that's reality. That's life. It's not. That's a script.
Yeah.
They wrote that in.
Yeah.
At the end of the hour, the problem is solved, but your problem is still here.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is still here, you know. So, you know, you got to look at a lot of things, you know. And me, by being an older person, I see a lot of things in my life. I see a lot of things in my life, you know. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So all that I can do is learn from it, what not to do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. This guy's a crackhead. This one girl, I went to college with here. Matter of fact, I went to college with her here when I got my first associate's. I'm here working on my second master's, but I got to take a course here, you know.
Okay.
So she was one of those sisters that was you couldn't talk to her. You know what I'm talking about? She just always got to ask for the air. You couldn't talk to her. I saw her again over there on Broadway, cracked out.
Mm.
I think she looked familiar, you know. Couldn't figure it out, but you know, I couldn't quite get it. You know, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But then as I went to that McDonald's down there one day, when that McDonald's first opened up, I went there one day and she was like standing outside trying to get some change, and I remembered who she was.
Yeah.
And you know, when I approached her, she started crying right there, standing right there crying. So what happened to you? And you got to the point where, you know, couldn't nobody even talk to you. You were talking about it, you thought you was the whole God gift to the world. And now look at you.
Yeah.
You know? Our decision is based on what we do. Outcome what we do. I see obviously you must have made the wrong decision. You know what I mean? You need to wake up.
Yeah.
But here's $5 anyway.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this? You know, it was $5 anyway, you know. I haven't seen a sense, you know. So my point is everybody has their own opinion to make their own. Everybody has the freedom to make their own choice.
Yeah.
Whether it's for Trump, whether it's for Biden, whether it's for God and country or whatever. You know, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters, in my opinion, what matters is how many people is affected by your decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how many people is affected by your decision. Because if you don't, you gotta look at it, how many people are affected by that. Yeah, if your goal is only to benefit your own group of people, even in the course of doing that, some crumbs are gonna fall on the floor.
Yeah.
No matter what, some crumbs are gonna fall on the floor. It may not be what you want, but at least you're not hungry.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely see the next 4 years and see what's going to happen and how we'll all be affected based on Trump being president. So we'll see what happens.
I got my book.
If I run for office?
Yeah.
No, I'm not running for office, bro.
You got my support.
I appreciate that, but I would never run because I know who's really in control. I don't want to run,
Yeah.
so it's all good.
It is
I
what it
appreciate
is,
it though.
right? But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You just, I mean, you stand here, you get people's opinion, you know. You have to base on your own data, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. Here's what I'll try to end it with. The reality is that I had these conversations so I can hopefully kind of bridge the gap. You know what I mean? Because if people are having thoughts of like, oh, I don't want to see my family because who they voted for, well, I try to like lighten the mood and say, well, listen, you know, we all voted. People voted for Trump. You voted for Kamala. That's fine, but you're not gonna hate your family because who they voted for, right? Like, you just going over for some turkey. You want to eat some food. You want to watch some TV.
Yeah, so
You know,
you know.
right? So it's like we
Laugh, some
shouldn't.
jokes, you know.
Exactly.
Lame, you know.
So we shouldn't like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to like, because if their side is saying that MAGA is divisive, but then you say I don't want to be in my family because who they voted for, well, you're no different than what you claim the MAGAs are.
I don't even know what MAGA is.
Make America great again. Make America great again, like Trump says. Make America great again.
Oh, okay. I never. I'm like, I don't get that one, you know.
Yeah.
I don't get that, you know. I thought America was always great.
Yeah. Some people believe that, some people don't. So
Because I live in other places.
yeah.
See, I've been in other places, you know, and if I had a choice to be someplace, I'd rather be here. And the reason why I'd rather be because I know who the enemy is here. I know how to get around it.
Yeah.
See, I know how and I maneuver around it, you know, and yet still be okay. If I go someplace else, I don't know nothing's going on.
Yeah.
I'm a victim. You see, I'm a victim. So, you know, you gotta look at reality. You know, like you look at reality. You know.
Yeah.
You know, why do you think so many people come here to America? Why do you think all the people come here and protest what's going on in their country here? You see, you gotta look beyond what's in front of you.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's what I'm trying to have that conversation here and just kind of get people to kind of maybe find a nice little balance, you know? Like, maybe we shouldn't have this much hatred because who somebody voted for, you know? We're all people at the end of the day. We're all trying to get to one place to another, you know?
Take a different path.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I hope the path is to God, but I mean, you know.
You know, that's another topic.
Yeah, whole another topic for a whole different time.
That's
But
topic we can talk forever. You know?
yeah, I know, yeah.
That's a different
Well,
topic.
I appreciate you talking to me though, man. I do.
It's a small thing, man, you know. At least you get somebody's opinion, you know. Everybody got a different opinion. Especially if you're on campus, you get a lot of different stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's why I try to come here, like, you know, not as often, but every now and then, just talk. Like whenever it's like a hot topic, like Thanksgiving, I try to have these kind of conversations. So
But one thing you don't want to dismiss is when you're on campus and you get information from people on campus, they never really tell the truth.
sure. I mean, I kind of just kind
They
of,
never really tell the truth.
yeah, I try to just poke at the worldview and kind of just go from there. So even if they are lying and they're lying, I can kind of hint it, but you know, I really don't know until I know. So I mean, it is what it is, though. I know I'm not. So
Okay. Well, I think you're doing the right thing, brother.
I appreciate that, man.
Information is free. What you do with it, it counts.
Yep. I appreciate you, man. God bless. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, where are we at? Hour 23. With my phone at, let me see, 33%. I guess we can go for, all right. Kimberly says, Julian, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you, Kimberly. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know that was a really long conversation, but that was a good conversation. I had a good talk with that man. He was 70 years old. You know, good to talk to him. So yeah, I always try to talk to different people, old, young, whatever, and it's always good. It's usually good. So I appreciate talking to him. I'll probably go for another 10 more minutes because my phone's on 33%. So we'll try to get a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up from there. All right, cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to squeeze in like one or two more if I can. So. What the heck? I thought I saw something just now. Anyways. But yeah, we'll try to talk to some more people. and I'll wrap it up from there. So. Sometimes too, when I see people, I can tell that they're in a hurry. So I try not to, like, stop them in their tracks. But if they're like chill, I try to talk to them. Maybe the next one I'll do, the next segment I'll do is holidays with MAGA, or Christmas with MAGA. So I'm probably do that as my next segment in December is Christmas with MAGA. So we got Thanksgiving with MAGA, and then I'm gonna do Christmas with MAGA. So and maybe I'll put Christmas with Trump supporters, and kind of go from there. So we kind of get that as well. I'll probably be like more in downtown when that happens. So that'll be pretty cool. Christmas with Trump supporters. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. What do you think? It says Thanksgiving with MAGA, and I'm asking people, would they have Thanksgiving with their friend or family who voted for Trump? Did you vote for Trump? You voted for Kamala? Oh, you want to?
Are you gonna video it?
I'm live right now, actually. I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, rad.
The water's fine. I don't bite, I promise. It's all fair conversations.
No, I have some family that voted for Trump.
Okay.
I had, yeah.
Just look closer. Okay, now let me re-ask you. Would you have Thanksgiving with a family member or friend who voted for Trump?
I would, because I think being able to just like stay in dialogue with people and hear what their thoughts are and why they thought do certain things and just like still be loving and kind is like the only way progress might be made. Yeah.
Why do you think that people would avoid having these conversations with their family?
Because we're super afraid of discomfort and being challenged and having to like, I think for me it's like if my nervous system gets dysregulated from like challenging conversations, I'll like shut down and I fear that we won't be able to get through it. And I think a lot of people have that of like, we don't trust ourselves to be able to like sit in discomfort without, like imploding or.
Yeah.
And so, I think we are very averse to conflict, even though conflict is such a part of our history, Thanksgiving and America and everything that's happened here. It's like conflict is a thing, but now in this state, it's easy to, we don't want to talk about these things. But to talk about it is to like see often sometimes our beliefs, like I had to, having some coworkers or friends that have different beliefs than you and seeing that they're really great people, but like they come from a different background or have different ideas. And before maybe the last 5 years of living out, I want to shut that down because it's that's not how I think, that's
Right.
bad.
Right.
But really most people are just trying to figure out, do the best with what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And often that doesn't look like what we want, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I seen Democrats who supported Kamala, but Trump's in, and you know what, Trump's in, and I hope he does the best for the country.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Democrat woman and a Republican woman. They were both friends, and she's like, "Yeah, I voted for Kamala, but I just want to see peace in the world. I don't want this chaos."
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that versus what the media is saying. It's oh, beware of MAGA because Thanksgiving they're gonna say all these things. It's just that's causing division.
Yeah.
So why try to drive folks away from their family
Yeah.
just because you're unhappy with what I mean, propaganda, things like that. So it's just interesting because the media says one thing. When I talk to people, they're saying this total opposite. Yeah, it's just family. I'll go have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's food.
Yeah.
Who's not hungry, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for
Did you want to?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Come on in. Just real quick. Just come right about a little closer, a little closer. All right. So, did you vote?
No.
Okay. If you did vote, who would you want to win?
Someone that is truly honest, trustworthy, and truly answers to everyone. I didn't see that in this election. I haven't seen it since in a while, so that was why I didn't vote.
Okay, no, that's fine. If you had to choose, would you have preferred Kamala or would you have preferred Trump?
That's a great question, and a lot of people, when you're given a choice like that, should I choose Satan or should I choose Iblis? You're still ending up with the devil. So that was why I did not vote, because the choices were still the devil, or just poor.
Yeah.
So
if you don't mind me asking, I'm going to get to this question here, but if you don't mind me asking, what made Kamala the devil?
Not her, the devil, or him, the devil. They didn't speak to anything that pertained to African Americans, in my opinion. Like, there's so many other groups that got specific things in the past.
Like who, for example?
Like the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
They got a lot of things. They rallied for it and got a lot of...
Like tampons in bathrooms?
That's
what Tim Walsh was talking about.
Just they got their agenda heard, and it's they got rights, they can get married, and so here I am, black, still facing discrimination just because I'm black.
I think we all do, though. I think we face discrimination, because discrimination would be a lot different from like racism. Because for example, let's say I voted for Trump, and someone doesn't want to hang around me. That's discrimination.
Of course, but they wouldn't discriminate on you if they didn't know that information. But there's no way that I cannot show up black.
Well, but I would say sometimes we would discriminate just off, like, I mean, we shouldn't judge, but off rip. But sometimes, like, for example, if I go to the store, or let's say like a woman goes to the store, and it's like a homeless man, it's like, I want money. She might discriminate based on, like, I guess you could say classism. Like, he's homeless, she's not. She's like, oh, whoa, like, that could be discrimination right there. So there's always discrimination, right?
Of course, yeah.
Like class, race. Even when it comes to dating, like height, sometimes women don't date short men. That's discrimination right there.
Yes.
Like, I'm out of luck, No.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But specific to the question about why I didn't for either one, because I didn't see either one catering to anything that pertained to black people. And just, I want to hear someone not be afraid to say black people have been discriminated against, and not equate us with anything else, because they always want to, in my humble opinion, to downgrade our trauma, our experience, and it's still here today. So I didn't see them purposely saying, Trayvon Martin killer not being prosecuted. No one is looking for that. Sandra Bland, all the countless other Michael Brown, black men, women, girls that's been murdered and killed. Any laws that just scare the officers, like, I better think twice, because if I shoot an unarmed black person, I may end up in prison, lose my job, lose everything. There's no fear in that in 2024.
Just on that real quick, I don't want to ask you about this real quick, but just on that real quick, what if I told you that even though there are unfortunate events, that it's not happening in droves like that? Matter of fact, the Washington Post, they actually have a police shooting data, and you can just go on their website and look it up. If you type in like unarmed black people and look at like per year, it's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's not like it's like 100, 200. Each year it's like literally under 10. So it's not like happening in droves the way people think it is.
Someone right here in Sacramento, Stefan
Clark. Yeah, the story with him was that he was.
That was right here in Sacramento, where.
But that story was different though, because from what I understand, when I read in the police report, I And I know his brother was protesting. I met his brother before too. From what I understand from the police report was that he was out one night. Whatever he was doing that caught the police's attention, they confronted him and he ran, right? And so there's actually video of this where he's running, I guess, to his grandma's backyard. And so when he pulled his cell phone out and was like, F you, they thought that was a gun. Now, that's not right what happened, but I'm saying when people put this narrative out that, oh, he was shot because he was black, that's totally incorrect when there was actions that took place that caused for that to happen.
How would you feel if your son was your black son in the backyard at your mother's house, pulling out his cell phone to record, saying, F you pigs, F you cops, because you guys have not shown any grace for us, and he's dead in your backyard. You want us to have grace for the people that killed, because whatever they thought he didn't have a gun.
Right, but can I answer that though? Yeah, you said if I had a black son. Well, I have a daughter who's biracial. If the same thing happened to her, I would say.
Let's just stick to just your
black son. Okay,
son,
yeah. If I had a black son,
the biracial one, she's gonna get the grace.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's actually not true, because she actually gets made fun of for being half black. So, which is interesting. So I guess her light side doesn't matter. But when it comes to like my black son,
and why would you choose to procreate with someone outside of your culture, your race? Why would you want to do that?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't really see there's like a problem with it. I have no problem people want to stay within their race, outside their race. It was a different time in my life at that time. But let's say moving forward, I got with somebody of a different race. It wouldn't matter, because as long as you both believe in God, it doesn't matter.
Okay. You think they would be able to sympathize with what a black man and a black woman go through if they've never experienced that? Let's say I got with an Asian woman or a white woman. You know, there was white slavery. There were Asian people that were put in the internment camps. I wouldn't know what their experiences be like. Exactly.
Right.
So you couldn't sympathize with them.
But I could though. I could sympathize. Because the word sympathy.
You could, but there's no bond there. But I get where you're saying
that could happen for same race though too, because a black person can grow up with a silver spoon. I could have grew up poor and they could never know my experience, and I know theirs. So the same thing can happen with the same race.
But this is why I wouldn't vote for them, because there's so many people that sound like you, like Kamala, that makes all these justifications for why black people.
You mean logic?
Logic, if that's what you want to use. And then my logic is, I don't want to show grace to people that can't even mention black crime without saying, oh, that's not true, look at the statistics, it's only 1%. But as a black man, whether it does matter, but as you know yourself as a black man that you get discriminated just for showing up. You're going to, if you and a Caucasian was in the backyard, they were not going to shoot him, because I can pull up statistics and videos where white women have ran their cars, smacked police officers, and survived.
Yeah, and I can also pull up statistics that show you that white people will actually get.
Why would you want to keep showing stuff that lessens our struggle and just try to balance it out?
Because the narrative is what's making black people think like you. That's why.
And you're not wanting to endure it is making it to where
I should enjoy criminality?
No, that making to where what black people have went through and still go through, you lessen it.
Well, what if I told you that I went through rape?
I wouldn't believe that, because a lot of black men are being raped.
Right. So
was it in prison or was it?
No, I'm saying hypothetically speaking, if I told you I went through that, right? That's a struggle for me, right? But I'm still here today overcoming it. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that regardless of the struggle, we can still overcome it. This idea that
I won't minimize it. I won't minimize you being raped.
Nothing wrong.
Well, it's 10% of white people got raped, so you should just bury.
It would be different if I said that black people are getting raped because of their skin color.
Nobody is going to go up to a Jew and tell them forget about the Holocaust, and they keep putting that in our
You haven't been
face.
online.
No,
A
yeah,
lot of
I
questions now.
have been in-
People
I
are
have been
questioning the
online.
Holocaust like crazy right now.
But just what I'm saying. But you're not gonna. People are not. You would get fired for even questioning the trauma that they went through. But
Yeah.
then you're here.
Isn't that crazy though?
telling me-
But isn't
Yeah,
that
but
crazy that we can
you
get fired
are-
for
you
that,
are
but not
being
fired for
crazy.
slavery talk? Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
But that's what you're doing. But you are afraid, in my humble opinion,
Afraid?
you are afraid to even stand on it, to even say you keep
to stand on what
pulling-
exactly?
To stand on the traumas that African Americans go through.
What
You're
trauma did?
terrified.
So for example,
For
I grew
example,
up.
The Jews. You wouldn't even question that, but I would
I would.
question that because it was a limited amount of time compared to 400 years and what we're still going
250.
through today. No, it was more. It was
250.
No, I disagree.
No, that's the
That's
truth.
not true
It is true.
it started from 1555. There's years that wasn't even posted up yet.
Right. But you realize that there were
But go
free
to
blacks.
The MAGA
Yeah,
question.
yeah. So sure.
Go to
So
that.
yeah. So my question
Because
is,
I know what type of brother you are.
well,
But go to
what
your
type is
MAGA
that?
question. Go to your MAGA question. That's
Right.
why you stand out here with the MAGA sign. But I wanted to
Yeah.
engage
Well, so my
with you.
yeah.
But
So
go
my so
ahead.
my question is, even with your beliefs, right? Would you
Get
still
some close things so it don't stop, so we can get this. Okay, go ahead.
So even with the with your thoughts, right? Would you be able to still have Thanksgiving with a family member or a friend who believed in who supported Trump?
Of course, because my house is still going to stand no matter what goes on in the White House.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Have a good Thanksgiving. Oh man. All right. Well, looks like my phone's about to die pretty soon. Yep, 20%. All right. That was very fascinating. So, you know, these conversations are always, I think, are very, very important. I think it's good to have them. I don't know what to say because oftentimes I do think that there is a narrative, and when you kind of go along with the narrative, you tend to kind of have these certain thoughts. Now, I'm not saying nothing bad happens or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm just simply saying is that oftentimes there's a lot of narrative going on when it comes to race and gender and all this stuff that people get presented, and they take that as gospel and they run with it. Then when someone like me comes along and actually tells the truth, it's no, I don't believe you. No, you're wrong. It's about my feelings. You're undermining my feelings. So that's all it comes down to. It's just my feelings. But anyways, this was a great stream. Good stream. Great stream. Good stream. No, but it's a good stream. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're not subscribed already, comment below what you guys think about today's stream. Appreciate you guys all for watching. I'll probably be back next month doing the Christmas with MAGA, and I'll be asking people the same question I asked them today about Thanksgiving. So appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.